Foundation of skate style emulated surf moves.
You wanted to be part of the earth, you know? You wanted to feel it, you wanted to touch it and know what's going on around you.
Early pioneers enjoyed the freedom of carving and pumping for speed.
But I also looked up to, you know, Stacy and Tony and Jay and all those dudes big time. I think that shit Jay Adams doing on the black ground at that contest is just mind-blowing. It's like, what? It's too insane. It's just so amazing.
You gotta remember back when we first started all this, there really wasn't that many tricks. So style was like a big deal. It was the style that set you apart from all the other people. And it all depends where you came from too, and the terrain I think you rode originally. The Dodgetown guys were lucky because they had rich homes. They were hitting Hollywood, Bel Air. They had huge pools to learn. I learned more or less in medium, smaller pools. And I think those pools kind of related to what the parks built. You know, like Del Mar was really mellow, no vert, so the guys kind of learned more tricks as opposed to going fast with more style. The guys in Upland who learned in the combi and the pipe, Chris Miller, my little brother, Chris Robinson, learned on mass vert. You had to go so fast and big in order to do what you had to do at Pipeline. So every pocket learned differently. And when you got to the contest, the style that you had set you apart from all the others.
I mean, the whole Veriflex thing and the Veribots and all that stuff was like, they were a little more jock in a way. And then there was like the Santa Cruz guys, which was Dwayne Peters, Steve Alba, Mickey Alba.
Punk rock guys against like the robotic guys that we thought just rode the pool back and forth and just did a trick and like did a setup and then he'd do a frontside grind. And we're spitting on these guys and they're like, we're brawling in a parking lot.
And all about attitude too.
Emphasis on different styles pinnacled in the 80s with the media-made rivalry between Tony Hawk and Christian Hosoi.
Like Christian Hosoi, I mean, that guy looks like he was born on a skateboard, hands down. You know, one of the best amazing styles ever, but so graceful and so natural. Nothing forced, nothing contrived, and just really amazing. You know, the guy could do a backside air and you'd just be like in heaven. And, you know, someone else could do a 7,000 McFlingle and you're like, ugh.
Vert's confidence and attitude soon affected street skating.
As a kid, it was fun to watch Tommy Guerrero like skate down hills and hopping and bouncing and sliding and grinding and just pumping off stuff like he was always moving.
He just was flowing too, man. He was flowing, but it was like he was fast and like he had tight movements. He had snap, you know, and it was like charisma. He had like spark, you know. It was like you could just tell he was on, you know, and he was always hype. He was like he just had energy.
There's a lot of good people out there that have good styles. I could name a list that would take it forever for me to go through. But, you know, like Jason Lee and Mark Gonzalez.
Mark Gonzalez and Nodis.
They didn't have to do anything insanely hard, but it was just something about the way that they moved that made you want to go skating.
Brian Lottie, Jovante, Mike Carroll, Rick Howard.
I just have this idea in my head of style. I'm always thinking like Jovante, Jason Lee, Brian Lottie, you know, like Rick Howard, you know.
Chris Miller, for sure. Like, he did these alley-oop cross-flown airs that were just insane. And then, like, Mike Fraser was pretty tough. Fraser was just so gnarly that it was just like, looked like it was just, he's just gonna break something, you know what I mean? It was insane. I like to watch Fraser.
Danny and Colin, like Danny Way skates vert. Just the way that his arms are and like just the certain tricks he does, the way he does a backside air.
Kids who came up watching the H Street videos and other early tech street videos became fascinated with technical street innovations to the point of excluding everything else. And without a solid foundation of the past, the early importance of style was lost. In 1994, Stereo blows a breath of fresh air with its video release, A Visual Sound.
Ethan Fowler, when I first seen him skate, I had never seen anyone that natural in a long, long time. And I knew I was like, that guy's a special dude right there. Like Jason Lee, you know, same thing. Just amazing, just happens. Nothing's forced.
In like 96 and 97 style, I think was really more important then. You started losing the late flips and the under flips. It was more smooth and stylish, landing stuff clean and popping it, you know.
Yeah, once technical skating sort of became the norm, then the cream sort of rise to the top, and you had to not only do these really hard tricks, but you had to do them really well, or you were cut. Yes, you can do this crazy hard trick, but this guy does it so good, and if you're not doing it that good, don't even try it, you know? Gino Iannucci is one of those dudes who can, it doesn't matter what he does. It can be the craziest hard trick, like he's done some crazy tech stuff, and he just makes it look amazing.
But then like Tony Trujillo, you know what I mean? Wow. Just amazing.
Tony Trujillo, I think, is probably right now, hands down, one of my favorite skaters.
With Tony's style, man, like he's so relaxed on his board that it just comes out, the style, and he's got it like that.
I don't know. I mean, you can be out of control and still look good, you know? Or you can just be aggressive, like really aggressive, and make it look rad, you know?
I'm just want to make it so bad that like I'm gonna try to do it. So if it looks like I'm out of control and then I pull it back together, that's what's going on with me. You know what I mean?
Johnny Barley, Tim O'Connor. Kenny Reed for sure is an amazing person to watch. Dennis Bushnitz is one of my favorites to watch right now. But he's not like a handrail kid. Nowadays I just think it's what's the biggest rail and who can do the most tricks, and it's more like hammers like this on videos rather than like pushing, like no one really sees pushing. And
I want to see him skate. I want to see him push, and I want to see how, you know, how they land and how they ride away.
It's getting a lot more like stunt oriented, and there's only a few people who stand out in that kind of skating. It's like, you know, making big stuff look good, which is like, you know, hard enough as it is to just do it. Heath Kirchart, like Jeff Rowley, Arto, like they do crazy stuff, but they make it look amazing.
I mean, after a certain amount of years of skating, usually your style just kind of comes to you.
You get to a point where you start to actually feel comfortable on your skateboard. I think it's something that as generations change, style means something different to each generation. When you see good style, no matter what kind it is, it just sort of hits you, you know?
Watching videos, I'd watch more about people, how they did the tricks more than what tricks they were doing.
There's this guy, and he does tricks, and then there's this guy, and he makes tricks look good.
I have a problem with the sense of style, you know, because I've seen people who could push down a block and have more style than, like, you know, people with a contrived style.
There's like a panel of judges in skateboarding, you know, like the dudes, and if they deem it's cool, then it's cool. No matter what kind of skating comes about, there's always people who can make the same old look amazing. It's nice to be able to see guys do stuff that is exceptionally hard, but make it look so natural and so good, you know? There always has to be people that inspire other people, you know?
Shit, Brian Lottie, man, he was doing what he was doing, and he was so connected to his board that like the way his body like performed, it would look rad.
The little kids don't know about Lottie. Talk about buttery. Not only did he innovate lots of tricks, he made them look amazing. Lottie brought something to skating that just, oh man, it was like golden. I think it's kind of cool that he broke out when he did, because he just left us with this like hunger for more. Brian, come back. Lottie, just come back to skating just a little bit.
I think he's a really stylish guy. I mean, I definitely used to watch his video part in the Planet Earth video all the time, you know. And I just watch it and just realize, like, this is what skateboarding is.